What's up?
Hey everyone. This is so weird. Welcome
Hi,
to Degrassi, the class of nostalgia.
I'm Amber,
And I'm Michaela.
and today we're talking about kind of hint from Michaela's background couples that shouldn't have been together.
I chose to
Whoa.
do the Twitter, like our Twitter was going off. I did the Twitter red flags thing. It was trending for a while where you would say a statement or like say anything and it'd be like you'll put the red flags emoji and that means like this red flags. Like I did one, I was like um Sima, no, Spimma, Spinner and Emma is better than Sima. So that's a red flag if somebody says that. And then I said like Eli and Imogen was a good couple and Peter's my favorite character. So all of them was like red flags if we heard somebody say that. And it was like
And
everybody was
I wanna,
retweeting it,
I
everything.
I just want to say before we get started, Michaela does a lot of the social media. I don't know if y'all know this because it's the two of us here, and y'all probably wondering who's talking to me. It's
That's
probably
true.
mostly Michaela. 90% of the time, it's
Yeah.
Michaela.
Especially
So
on Twitter. You don't even say anything on
yeah,
Twitter.
well, Twitter is 100% Michaela.
Yeah.
TikTok might be 95% Michaela.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Instagram's like 90% Michaela. If y'all on Facebook, that's me.
Hey, Facebook. I don't mess with Facebook. I literally just got Facebook.
You got Facebook.
Yeah, remember I guess I'll plug it for myself. Um, I just started like a whole new like what would it be called? Like genre. I'm doing
Mhm.
like travel content on my side. So I'm doing like I have an Instagram, a TikTok, a Facebook now, and then a YouTube channel where I will post like a lot of travel content and stuff like that. And so I had to make a Facebook. You have to make a Facebook to make your Instagram like a business or like a creator type thing. Cause I guess so like you can promote it on Facebook. Cause Instagram and Facebook is like one app now, basically. So you have to connect Facebook to your Instagram to make it like a creator profile essentially.
I said,
So yeah,
you have a page on Facebook or you got a profile?
I had to create a profile to create a page because all I needed is a page, but you can't make a page without having a profile.
Yeah.
So if y'all
Yeah,
want
I'm
to
gonna have to.
follow me on Facebook, y'all can. I don't use it, so I literally just created it so I can have it for my Instagram. I'll probably just be posting like stuff that I post on Instagram and just reposting it on Facebook. And then also I may join like some groups. So if y'all have some idea of groups I can follow, like maybe I can follow the grass groups, travel groups. I don't know. Something that interests me. So yeah, that's just before we start. This is so
Yeah, so give
weird.
her because she's going to school and she's doing all the social media basically. So
But I
around,
love doing it. So
whoa, whoa, yeah.
also, if I would look weird this time, first of all, I'm using my camera as a webcam. Hopefully, it doesn't turn off or like overheat. I got my fingers crossed that it'll last this whole time. And then also, I keep looking at my computer. So, like right now, I'm not looking at the camera. And then I'll look at the camera. So, I have no clue what I look like right now. And then when I turn this way, I know what I look like, but I know I'm not looking at the camera. So, I'm going to try to not look this way so I can look at the camera. But yeah, it's just weird because I
You just
never
like
had my
you,
camera like this.
just like you a news person.
That's so weird.
But
Okay.
it looks good. Though. Like you know what you're doing.
I'm glad. I finally got the lighting situation worked out.
I
Should have got
finally got
some water, Lord Jesus. What happened?
I said I finally got my camera situation worked out.
Oh yeah. So
I'm
we
not
both
a
good now.
person.
I'm not a camera person. I just know how to to like press the button, and then after it's done, I know what I'm doing. But as of right now, I don't know what I'm doing. But that's fine. Okay, so let's just get into it. Are we gonna do it like couple by couple? Wait, did you already say what we was doing?
Yeah, I said today
Oh,
we're
okay.
doing couples that shouldn't have been together.
Okay.
Now this is
Okay.
complicated. Before we get started again, this is about the thing we're gonna talk about though. When
Oh,
we was
okay.
with couples, um, I
But
think we
yeah, we
both,
had criteria.
huh?
We had criteria.
Yeah. Like first of all, they had to be couples. Like we even looked it up to make sure they were couples.
Mm-hmm.
And we is people we either went with pure emotion or we went off them as actual couples. Michaela went off actual couples, like how they are together. I feel like I'm just going off pure emotion. I'm not gonna lie. It's just how I feel.
And
So
then one more. Well, I guess one more. I don't know if we really talked about it, but we try not to do like any couples that went through something like it was like abuse or any sort of assault, anything like that. Like we didn't count couples like that just because it's kind of obvious they shouldn't be together, or at least in our opinion. So we didn't count couples like that. We strictly went off like them as a couple
mhm.
and just
I
general
don't think
couples.
it was really couples that went
It's
through.
like Terry and Rick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, I wouldn't say them because it's kind of obvious they shouldn't be together, at least in our opinion. So that's what I mean by that.
That's obvious for the abuse thing, but without the abuse, I feel like I would have liked them as a couple.
I don't know. He was just being weird. I don't know. I guess the
I
whole
I
thing
feel
in
like he was
general.
being weird when he was abusive. I feel like before he started being abusive, he was actually a boyfriend.
That's kind of true. I don't know. I just feel like I liked the way he like um courted her or whatever, but then after that I was like,
Yeah,
I'm good.
yeah. It was always the beginning was the best part. I feel like
That's
after
funny
that,
because
mm-mm.
one of my couples I kind of like. That's one of the reasons why I was like, oh yeah, the way that it started, it was like, oh okay, and then it was like, no,
And also Allie and Leo,
yeah,
and
it's
kind
probably a
of
lot more.
Holly J and Blue kind of. His was more verbal.
Yes, a lot of couples, Amber. That's why I just named one to be an example. I wasn't gonna name all of them.
Yeah, I just my mindset. I'm like, who else? And I just said out like I for some reason I couldn't think of who was abusive.
Yeah. So are we gonna list it like couple by couple, or are we gonna see all of them and just talk about it?
I think we should do couple by couple just so it can be a nice consistency.
Yeah. Should I go by who I think is the worst to bet? Like not best, but like worst to least worst, or
I don't know. All of
um,
the same amount to me.
I
But
don't know.
if you
Maybe I'll put. Should I put the most controversial one first, or like the last?
maybe last just to make it more dramatic.
Yeah, make it more dramatic. Okay. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Got my notes up for everything. Okay, so I just want to point out my three couples might be an unpopular opinion because I don't know when it comes to like couples, even if it's on TV, in person and on TV, like in real life and on TV, I feel like I'm very hard on like couplely stuff. Like I'm not all about like I'm okay with lovey dovey stuff as long as it's just lovey dovey stuff. Like I don't want no one sided stuff. I don't like all the oh well he was mean to me or she was mean to me, but then we like no I don't do all that. I don't like it. That's just not me. I ain't saying other people can't feel that way. That's just something, I guess technically that would be like me saying like I don't think people can change. I think people can change, but I wouldn't want to get in a relationship with somebody if I felt like the first interaction with them was like very wrong. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. The only
First,
time I think only time I think I didn't like somebody and then they end up changing and I felt like the relationship was like in TV terms. And that's not Degrassi was I don't know. This is so random. I don't know if you remember on Zoe 101 I think it was Vince or something, and Vince came back and he started dating Lola. But remember,
Mhm.
Lola didn't see him when he was mean. She only saw him when he came back. So see, like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. And that one, I don't even know if that really counts because, like I said, she didn't meet them when he beat all them up. So,
Yeah,
but
it's
that's
about first impression. If she didn't know that was his first impression, I don't think that really count.
yeah. Like I feel like that's where. So yeah, my first impression, I feel like it has to be a good first impression. Like you ain't gotta be spectacular, but yeah, I don't want to talk too much about that. But I just wanted to preface that because I feel like everybody gonna be like, "Oh, you being too hard on these couples," but it's like that's just my preference. I ain't saying everybody gotta agree, but that's just my preference. So
I
my
mean,
first couple,
the example you made though, out of all the examples, I was like, that really was random, but that was a good one
that was the only one I could think of. But then I'm like, I don't even know if that's a good example because, like we just
You could
said,
have Quinn.
huh?
You could have said Logan and Quinn.
Duh, that's true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, so okay, you see how the first impression wasn't all that great, but then he ended up
Yeah.
changing and they ended up being together. So yeah, that was way better. I didn't even think about it. I was like, what couple? I was trying to think because like even though Logan was mean, I guess technically he wasn't that bad. I was trying to think of Vince because he would literally beat people up. So I was like, that's kind of horrible, but that's true. Okay. So my first couple is Anya and Owen. And I don't understand how anybody likes them at all. Even though, quote unquote, Owen developed or grew, I don't see it. Dude literally was the worst. I guess he wasn't a bad boyfriend, but he just was a horrible person. So first, I just have to point out that before the relationship even started, he was basically harassing her. So, and I just want to point out, I think we talked about this in podcast episodes before. I think we didn't get every single episode like in America because or United States. Like I don't know if it was just the United States or the whole North America. I don't know because I don't know how they be airing the shows, but it
Whole
was
North
like this.
America, Canada got all the episodes.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like maybe they cut off episode. It would be weird if they was in Canada and they cut off the episodes. But I'm just saying, I wanted to preface it because I don't want to say America and then people thought I meant like the whole like North America when I really just meant the United States.
Oh yeah.
Because I was like, duh, Canada and US is America technically, North America. So, um, yeah. So it was this episode, and I was like, I don't remember this episode, but it was like an episode where Anya and Owen were doing a CPR class, and Owen kept like making little taunts about her during the class. Cause I guess they were partnered up, like they had a dummy, and they had to like partner up to save the dummy's life or whatever. And he was like, "Oh, I wouldn't mind to be that dummy," and like make her feel super uncomfortable. So of course she told the teacher, and he ended up getting kicked out of the class. So then he harasses her and be like, "Oh, you got me kicked out of class, blah, blah, blah." And she was like, "Yeah, because you were making me feel uncomfortable." And he was like, "Oh, well, that's not fair because you could have just talked to me." And she was like, "Well, I'm sorry you made me uncomfortable to the point I didn't want to come talk to you." And he was like, "That's not fair, blah, blah, blah." So Anya, being the sweet person she is, she got him back in a class. And this creep gonna come up to her, hug her, smell her hair. And she's like, "What the F are you doing, sir?" And he was like, "Oh, I thought we were a thing now because you got me." And she's like, "No, that's not how it works." And then he was like, what's wrong with you? Why you being like this? Why you being uptight?" And she was like, "Why literally every single time for a dude, it's either you have to like them or you're a bitch." And she's very right. But then the next breath, I'm like, "You're gonna end up dating this dude." So I don't understand. Degrassi, make me understand. Cause that don't make sense. Literally the dude was harassing her, and then the next breath we're gonna have them date. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it.
I
Then
don't
I got put
about it. I didn't
huh.
even think about like before you said it, because I think we touched on it a little bit yesterday. I was like, oh yeah, Owen and Anya. I didn't even remember that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember that episode. Like, even though I already had in my mind, I didn't like Anya and Owen. I don't remember that episode. So I'm like, did we not get it here in the US? Because I don't remember seeing that episode. And it was like season 10. So I'm like, I know season 10, like that's when they did the rebranding. And maybe I just don't remember the episode. But and like the other storyline, because it's usually like two or three storylines. I think the other storyline was like Allie taking the SATs. Like Allie, like all the 10th graders were taking the SATs. And Allie was like, we need
I
to take the
remember that.
SAT. Oh, you remember that?
Yeah, I remember the SATs.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't remember none of that stuff. I'm like, did we get this episode?
Maybe it wasn't memorable to us or something.
Yeah. I mean,
But I
no
remember
offense.
the least memorable thing, them taking SATs.
I was
That's
like,
me.
yeah. No offense to Anya. I think I like different characters. Like as you grow up, different characters you start to pay more attention to. Like with Anya, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really pay attention to Anya when I was watching the show. But then when I went back, like now going back and watching stuff, like I really do like Anya because I feel like she definitely, I don't want to say she's average in a boring way, but like she had the most like teen like um growth and like teen like years because she was following behind Holly J, being like the little apprentice or whatever, and then she finally grew into her own person. She did the LARPing. She went out with Sav. Well, I think when she went out with Sav the second time, not the first time. The first time she was kind of like a little puppy dog following him around. But then like when they actually started talking and actually started being around each other, it was like, oh, okay. Like I feel like he let her be her and she let him be him. Like it wasn't like a controlling thing or nothing. And then when she got older and she was just like being her own person, you didn't just see her hang out with Holly J. Like she was hanging out with Riley and Zane. She was hanging out with Holly J still and Sav, which is weird. She kept hanging out with Sav, who was her ex-boyfriend. It was like a genuine couple. And then I mean, that's a good thing. I ain't saying it's a bad thing, but and then, even though she went through the whole drugs and everything, which that's another thing I want to point out. I didn't like the drug storyline. But before I get to the drug storyline, so after the whole making her feel uncomfortable thing and getting him back in the class, so I totally forgot about this, but I do remember this episode. I seen it. So if y'all remember, Anya was like kind of dating the doctor, her mom's doctor. And he was like, oh, wait till you turn 18 and we'll go out or whatever, which was so creepy. But
Grooming.
on her, yeah, like that was so creepy. So on her 18th birthday, they went out. But then he was like, oh, didn't he have to move or something? Like he ended up moving to Africa to take care of kids. And
Yeah.
so when he moved, he basically was like, oh, we can't be together now. So like what the freak? And this was on her 18th birthday. So like
Yeah.
this is her birthday. This ain't just like a normal day. Like he breaks up with her on her 18th birthday. And so she's upset. And I don't think Owen takes advantage of her. Like I think they end up like sleeping together. So I don't think that was the problem. But then the dude on the next day tweet, well, Facebook. I don't know how it is. It's face range on Degrassi. So I don't know if that's considered like the Twitter or the Facebook. But literally gonna go online and be like, oh, me and Anya slept together. Or he described Anya and everybody knew it was Anya. I can't remember which one. But basically he made it obvious that it was Anya. And telling the whole school, like, oh yeah, I slept with Anya, blah, blah, blah. That's another form of harassment. Like the girl didn't say, yeah, go online and tell everybody we slept together. And it was her 18th birthday. Like I don't understand the disrespect for this girl's birthday. Like I don't know what she did to y'all. Your 18th birthday is supposed to be memorable. And like
That
literally, y'all had her sleeping with Owen and getting broken up with by a doctor. Like y'all did not care for this girl at all. Then the drug storyline. That's what I don't like. So technically, like you can't blame Owen for the drug storyline, but like he did kind of get her into the drugs. He was like, oh, come hang out with my friends, which I think Bianca was one of the people, which is weird because we never seen Bianca do drugs. Like we seen her get like into that little crowd, but we never actually seen her do drugs. But yeah, she get into the whole drug storyline which I didn't like. And so they basically dismissed the drug storyline. I don't know if we really paid attention to that. Like she only did drugs for like 2 episodes. And then I guess Owen and her broke up. They didn't even talk about them breaking up. And then when her storyline came up again, she was trying to get into the military because she didn't know what she wanted to do. And she was like, why not join the military? And she was asking Owen to train her, which I don't know why. That would have been the last person I asked. And so they did the whole he trained her and she got into the military, but then he got upset, like as if you didn't know you literally trained me. So what did you think was gonna happen? Like that was the whole point of you training me, was so I can get in. I feel like he didn't think she was gonna get into the military for real, but that's kind of messed up. And then yeah, I just don't like Owen as a person, and I don't like how they changed Anya so much. Like, I guess it's understandable. Like, if you're around somebody who's, this is just my opinion. If you're around somebody that's horrible like Owen, I guess you're going to change. So that kind of makes sense. But at the same time, it's still like Anya wouldn't have done that. Anya was too sweet. Y'all can't have her up in here doing drugs and acting like this, and then the next breath be with Owen. I can't have both. It's too much. It's clashing too much. I truly think they was like, we feel bad because Anya didn't have no other boyfriend other than Sav, and let's just give her somebody. And then I don't know why they chose Owen. Literally, only storylines Owen had was trying to get with Allie, harassing Anya, and then end up being with Anya, and then Tristan being his brother. That's literally the only 3 things he had. Other than that, dude was barely on the show. And that's really all I had to say about the Anya and Owen one. Like, I don't know. I think when I was watching the show, I did kind of like them because I was like, oh, well, I mean, Owen, I guess is better. But then, and then they kind of show Anya more, which I was sad because I was like, they barely showing Anya. But then, like, I don't know. I still didn't like the before and after. That just didn't sit right with me. And then after I keep watching the show, I still don't like it. So yeah, that was a couple I definitely don't think should have been together. I really don't understand why they were even together. It didn't do anything, but yeah, that's just my first couple.
I feel like the reason why maybe they paired Anya with Owen just was the growth. I think they were trying to make sure they both grew from the experience.
I mean, but I feel like when Anya, she grew, but not because of Owen. Like I feel like she grew, like her whole figuring out she wanted to go to the military and all that stuff. That didn't come from Owen. And then Owen grew during the relationship, but then he went right back down after that. Because like literally, I think on the thing I was the little Degrassi wiki thing, it was like the next episode, he was like, "Oh yeah, if any girls want to get with me, I'm single now. Somebody broke up with me, but I'm ready to get back. I need somebody who gonna get it, be at my level or something like that." Like, no, nobody want to be with you.
To be at your lower level.
Yeah, like I don't want to stoop down my level for you, if that's what you mean.
Well, okay, so my first couple. I'm going to start it off with, I guess, the pure emotion with the basis of the 2 people that I'm gonna basically talk about, and then they outer relationship. So I'm just gonna start from the middle, and that is Peter and Mia. I couldn't even say his name. Peter and Mia.
Pia.
Pia. Ew. I should just first talk about, like, they're both horrible people. Let's be honest. You got Peter, who is literally a pervert. That's your first impression of him. He was a pervert. That's how he was introduced to him.
That's true.
And you have boring Mia, who the only thing good about her is she's a mother.
You said though that she was a horrible person.
Yeah, literally, because okay, she had a good thing with Danny.
That's true.
Very nice guy. And then she gonna use him for she gonna leave him for the football player who only gave her a spot because she was cute. and her little
Exactly.
model. Like,
That
no,
episode is so cringy. Like I don't know if
it
it's
is.
a form of harassment or assault. And then also it's just like I don't know if she really I don't think she wanted to do that, but then she was also like, I'm a model and I feel like I have to do it. But then it still felt kind of wrong because it was like you play with Danny's emotions, but then I also feel bad for her because I feel like she was being taken advantage of. So it was like a double entendre. It was like I
And
feel
then was
bad for
the
you, but
minor
then
time.
yeah, I think she was 17.
Mhm.
Well, I think 16 is the age of like consent or something like that. But is he not?
Oh,
But that's
I
still wrong.
I don't know the key to the laws.
It still felt wrong though.
It did feel wrong. And like when they were together, okay, so you could say, oh well, they did better for each other. Peter got the drugs while he was with her, like
For
hard
real.
drugs.
Yeah.
Uh,
Way worse
I,
than Anya.
yeah, it was worse than Anya. Like it got to a point, and the worst part about it is about the couple is I don't mind couples like always wanting to be together, but he was dependent. You thought he was dependent on Darcy. He was really dependent on
For
Mia.
real.
What's her name?
Oh my god, I love it.
And then like, did she just left him? I mean, I understand because the drugs thing, but like,
No, remember she left him before that.
oh, it was
Remember
before
she
that.
went to Milan or something.
Yeah, that's another thing. Even if I don't like Peter, why do these women keep leaving him? Like going
They
to a
really do.
whole nother continent, not country, continent. Africa for Darcy, uh, Europe for her. And they just like, oh, sorry. And then he wants to like visit them and do things with them. Like he's willing to like do make a long distance. They're like, nah, I'm not gonna waste my
Like,
time.
no, I'm good.
Which, yeah, Peter. But y'all, why end up being with him in the first place then? If you just go
Exactly.
not even try with him. And it just to me, I just
It's so
find it
funny.
like super toxic. It was just really toxic. Like you attach at the hip, and then now you want to leave them, and then the dude goes be on drugs, and then you want to come back because I think she came back when he was on drugs
Yeah,
and basically enable him. Like she didn't try to get him help or nothing
she
until it
really
was
did.
too late.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. To me, I feel like a lot of stuff she thought of Peter more of a somebody to be with until it was time for her to leave. Like she
Yeah.
was used until it was time for her to leave. Which I understand is Peter, but at the same time, the dude don't deserve that. Even
Yeah.
the most despicable people deserve love.
True.
So that's how I feel about it because I mean it's not much to say because it's just Peter and Bia. But out of all the couples that I'm going to talk about, they're the better one, in my opinion. So they basically both not that great people. So of course they're gonna be good together, but it's still weird.
It really
It's,
is.
I still don't like it. It's not for me.
It's not for me at all. I don't like them either, but I think as a couple, I don't know. I just feel like I didn't like them, so I didn't want to just immediately be like, "Oh yeah, they shouldn't have been together." Because like I feel like when people I don't like be together, I just don't pay attention to them. So I couldn't speak on if I like them or not. I mean, if they shouldn't have been together or not, because I was just like I barely pay attention to them. But I remember the leaving thing. That's why I was like, that's kind of funny because she really did leave, and basically was like, "No, don't come out here. Leave me alone." And then came back and was like scolding him. Like, excuse me, ma'am. Maybe if I went and visit you, I wouldn't be lonely sitting here doing
Yeah.
drugs. Like, you're not the reason he did drugs, but like, dude was lonely. He had no friends because he was doing
Yeah,
drugs.
'cause you went out with all his friends.
Exactly. So it was like, I have nothing else to do in his mind.
Like Danny probably didn't like him no more. You went out with the girl who broke my heart.
Exactly.
Sav, like this girl was obsessed with me. I ain't like her back.
That's true. I
No,
forgot about
dude.
that too.
Why are you with her?
That's not funny,
Yes,
but the
you.
whole Sav and Mia thing was kind of funny.
That was cringy too. I felt, ugh, that was weird. Oh my god. I'm not gonna say I felt bad for Mia, but I felt bad for Mia a little bit on that one.
Yeah,
And that's what we was kind of introduced to her. We didn't really know about
yeah.
her. So I was like, oh, that poor girl. And then
Poor girl.
but I was like, you know what? It makes sense. Ready for your next couple?
Okay, you gotta end it.
Oh,
You gotta be like, that was my first couple of something. I gotta know you finished. I'm sitting
that
here
was
like,
our first couple.
I'm sitting like, is she okay? Oh, like, can I hear
Yeah.
her? Okay, so next couple. Like I explained at the beginning, these are just my opinions. You already know how I feel about couples in general. In general, but my next one is Dave and Allie. Now, this couple, I really was rooting for them. I really was rooting for them. Like when Dave was trying to get with Allie in ninth grade, and she was worried about, oh my gosh, Annette, when she was trying to get with Drew or whatever, I was like, no, girl, you need to be with Dave. Y'all be so cute. But she was worried about Drew. And don't get me wrong, I kind of wanted her to be with Drew, but then after the relationship happened, I was like, I wish she would have just picked Dave. But like
Yeah.
Dave had that
Really,
whole, huh?
they were really passionate, her and Drew.
Yeah. But it was like, ew. It's the mom that ruined it for me, to be honest. Like if the mom
Nah.
wasn't there, it probably I probably would somewhat like Drew and Allie, but she just I don't understand her. But with Dave and Allie, I feel like Dave was really like I'm trying to think of a word. Like he had a crush on her, but like he was actively trying to get with her, but not in like a creepy way, like not in a harassment way, but like in an actual cute way. Like he would just like do stuff for her and make her feel comfortable, like kind of be like her friend. And I really like that he wasn't trying to force her into something, but he was like, remember I'm here. So that's why I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. They're gonna be this so cute together. No, it wasn't. It went downhill immediately. So I totally forgot this. Like, this is why I do my research because I feel like whenever I say something kind of negative, like if I don't like a character or like if y'all notice when I said like my favorite characters and stuff like that, I didn't really have any notes, but like couples that shouldn't have been together or couples that or my least favorite characters, I had to have notes because I don't like just being like, oh, I don't like this person and not having no notes. So, I had to do my research. So with Dave and Allie, literally, so Dave was with Sadie. If y'all remember who Sadie is, that was a really tall girl, the girl that he was kind of like, oh, you so tall, ha, 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 like making fun of her, and they ended up being together. I kind of like Sadie and Dave. Like they was kind of cute together, but of course I want him to be with Allie, but like they were cute together, like for a couple before, the main couple happened. And
Yeah.
so he literally, so first Dave and Allie were doing some sort of movie night or something, and they were setting it up. And Allie was like, "Oh, we should hang out because like we haven't hung out in a minute." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And so his girlfriend was like, "Oh, we should go to this couples night thing." And Sadie didn't know that Allie had already asked him to hang out. And so instead of just being like, oh, I'm hanging out with Allie or like I'm hanging out with a friend, he said, oh, I'm going over Adam's house, which I don't understand why he had to make such a big lie, but he did. And so he goes out with Allie, and they ended up at the little couples thing that his girlfriend asked him to go to. And he felt bad, so he ended up leaving. But then the next day, when they were doing a movie night thing, he ends up breaking up with Sadie and immediately asking Allie to go on a date with him. And of course, she said yes, but she now likes him. And it's just like that already is where the red flags, the red flags start to come up. Because it's like, even though at the moment I was like, oh my gosh, yes, he broke up with Sadie, they about to get together. Looking back on it, that's horrible. You literally broke up with this girl and they go date Allie. Like I understand you had a crush on Allie from the day one, but you
Yeah.
finally have a girlfriend, and instead of treating that girlfriend right, being with that girl, you gonna break up with her for Allie, even though I know you have a crush on her. You don't know where this relationship gonna go. You don't know how long it's gonna last. Like, I don't know. I don't get people when they be like, "Oh, I have a crush on somebody," and so instead of putting all my efforts into somebody that actually likes you and that wants to be with you, I'm going to instead try to be with the person that either I don't know likes me or that not going to treat me as well as the other person, but I'm still going to choose them over the other person. Like literally on Twitter, somebody was talking about I always feel like I'm saying the name of the show wrong, but it's Baby Daddy, I think. That's the show with like Ben and his brother, and he
Yeah,
ended up
baby daddy.
okay. So yeah, so the show, if you don't know what the show's about, it's literally like this guy. He lives with a roommate and his brother. His brother's like a famous hockey player, and he's like a bartender. And I forgot what the
And
roommate was.
how long that show been out?
But I'm just
Oh,
saying, I want to preface what the show is so people have an idea what the show's about. And so they have this friend who's a girl, and she's like a lawyer. She lives across the hall from them and stuff. Like she's successful, and everything. And she has a crush on Ben, the bartender guy. And so Ben never, I don't either he didn't know she had a crush on him, or like he never liked her back like that. And the older brother, I think his name was Danny. The older brother always had a crush on the girl, and the girl was considered like an ugly duckling. Like she was considered bigger and ugly, and then now she's like smaller and pretty or whatever. So he always had a crush on her from day one, and I don't think she knew he had a crush on her. So I can't remember who ended up dating her first. I think Ben ended up dating her first and broke up with her, and then Danny ended up confessing his feelings to her, and they ended up dating. They was dating for a good minute, and then Ben, I think, tried to get back with her, and she ends up breaking up with the brother, being like, "Oh, you always had a crush on your brother." Like, what? How you gonna end up choosing? That just don't make sense to me. Like, this
I think
dude
he ended
was
up
really.
in it.
I think they did end up together, but like, still, the way she was treating him was so like, this dude's giving you the world, and you gonna choose the guy that's like giving you the one little crumb. Like, dude barely respected you or liked you, and you was like, "No, I'm gonna choose your brother." That's even worse than the fact that they're brothers. Is that
Yeah.
just made it worse? But that's
But I
just
mean,
my
what's the sharpest tool in the shed, Danny?
dude was so good. Like he could have.
Yeah,
Like I'm not
good guy.
trying to sit, huh?
He was a good guy though.
Yeah, like dude was really a famous hockey player. So you know he could have got, even though like I don't like saying that, but really he could have got any girl he wanted to. And he always wanted her, always treated her right, and still was like, no, I don't want you, I want your brother. It was I hated it. It was like really getting on my nerves at one point. But yeah. Then we had the whole oh yeah, the storyline of when she went to camp or whatever. She was going to science camp, trying to be smart, save the world, try to find a cure for cancer, all that stuff. And Dave was upset. Dave was like, I don't want you to leave. We just got together. Like, dude, I'm trying to be successful. Let me be. So she goes to science camp, and guess what? When she comes back, dude has a stalker who he slept with. I think she was his stalker, basically. But dude gonna try to sleep. He sleep with somebody else, and then don't tell Allie at first, but then he eventually tells Allie. And that episode gave me an anxiety attack. That whole episode was so scary. Like it was like first she was stalking him and was like, "I'm gonna tell Allie about us sleeping together." Blah blah blah. So then Dave tells Allie because he feel like he's threatened. And then the girl gonna try to run after or like tweet about it or something. I forgot what ended up happening. Then she got hit by a car. Then they made that a whole storyline, which I felt very weird about. Like they made a storyline about Dave felt bad, like, oh, I feel like it's my fault. And he like goes to visit her and stuff and be like, he didn't really talk about the situation, but he felt like he needed to be there for her. I don't know why. Um,
Is he
and
the
that just
dude?
I don't know. That whole storyline didn't sit well with me. I didn't like it. And after they finally get through that, so then she gets offer early acceptance, I think, to like MIT because she's doing a whole cancer research. And so that means she would graduate early and she would leave to go to MIT. Dude is
Yeah.
upset again. Like, did we not learn from the first mistake? We're gonna keep repeating ourselves. And this is also, I think, when she got like a gambling addiction and she thought she thought she was
Oh yeah,
pregnant. Like it was
her
a
money.
bunch of stuff. Yeah, like she spent the money to that she was, or was that before? I can't remember if that was for the science camp or if that was for the MIT thing. But I remember she ended up using that money for something, like end up spending the money.
Yeah.
But I just felt like that relationship at that point after that should have ended. But no, it didn't. They dragged it on for like a whole nother rest of the season. And then finally Dave had to be the one to break up with her, which you know is bad when Dave breaks up with her. He's in love with her. And he was just like, this is too messy at this point. Like literally, I don't know what we're doing. And at that point, I was confused too, because I thought they had already broken up. And even after they had broken up, they still were like hanging out. Cause I think it was like an episode, which is funny because I think this is when she started hanging out with Dallas. It was like an episode where she had got like tickets to see Jay-Z and Dave loved like Jay-Z or something. And she was like, oh, we should go to this together. And he was like, I don't know, because we just broke up. And she was like, oh, we still can be friendly. But it was still weird because it's like, dude was in love with you and he had to break up with you because it was like at that point, girl, you needed to be your own person. You need to go out and be successful. And basically, I'm holding you back. So, and then, but I like how after they broke up, we never heard about MIT. She didn't graduate earlier. So obviously, either she didn't make it into the early acceptance thing or she just forgot about it, which in that case, that defeats the purpose of them breaking up. I don't
I
know.
think uh, I think they ended it like because she was saying, "Oh, I don't want to miss out on my last year with my friends and all that." I think that's like they touched on it like for like one
Yeah.
time, and then that was it because they had their French trip after that.
Oh yeah. But like why she still wasn't doing the cancer research? That's my thing. Like it didn't have
She,
to.
she still could have did the cancer research and then
Yeah,
got MIT after that too.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like I ain't saying like she had to leave or like we had to know what happened. I just was like, I still was expecting to get like the cancer research thing.
But I think that what got her was remember that lady was like, if you don't accept this now, and then because she was like, can I just try to do it next year so I can be with my friends?
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, we ain't gonna, oh, it's not gonna be relevant next year. What are you talking about, girl?
It's
It's
cancer
trying to
research.
her. What do you mean? You ain't gonna be thinking about this next year. You gonna be thinking about this every year. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
And that
Do
pisses
you
me off because colleges really do that. No offense to colleges, but like
no offense to colleges. Colleges don't care. They
I
just want
know,
their
but
money.
that's the thing. They want their money, but to me, she's doing something like huge, like
Yeah.
really huge, really trying to help people. And okay, ain't gonna want it next year, but somebody gonna want it. Like to me, I want to tell her, oh, it ain't gonna be relevant next year. Is basically either you don't want her,
Yeah.
or you her. Like to me, if she's doing something like that, that's important. I will wait till next year.
Yeah.
Let her be a kid.
Especially
Once
if
she
you
everything gonna change.
especially if you see that her research is actually done
Work,
well.
yeah.
Like
But she got
I see if you looked at it and was like I don't know, like I'm kind of it could work, it could not work, but like I feel like they thought obviously they thought it was gonna work if they asked her like, oh, we want you to come to MIT. Yeah,
yeah, early. It's not like early acceptance to some regular university. This is MIT,
exactly.
and like
To
you think
be
you MIT, sweetie. Obviously, you need me more than I need you. Why would you
exactly.
ask for early acceptance?
I never really knew what MIT was before Degrassi and I think the Fosters or Good Trouble. Didn't she go to MIT?
Yeah,
Mariana. I had never
yeah,
really I was like, what is MIT? Like I knew MIT was like a big school, but I didn't know it was um like don't they focus on like science and technology and stuff like that? It's not
yeah.
like just an
Anything else?
overall
Um,
school.
yeah, dealing with STEM.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say it's not like I don't know what's like. It's not like Yale. Well, Yale is like a law school, though, ain't it?
Yeah, but it's a still. I think it's still considered an Ivy League school, but it's not like Yale who's focused on lawyers.
But that's what I'm trying to think of a school that don't focus. Like, don't certain it's like Ivy League schools that don't focus on stuff, or is all Ivy League school focus on like one area?
I think they all focus on one area because
Oh,
Harvard
see,
focuses on law school too.
I didn't know that. Learning something new every day.
Yeah. I think their main thing, I think really MIT's main thing is STEM, like anything dealing with, technology, science, and all that. Like, I
Yeah.
don't think they might have a lawyer program, or they might have like a political science program, but I think their main focus is anything dealing with STEM. So
Well, I
math,
just meant
engineering.
overall, not lawyers. And I was trying to name something that I thought Yale was, even though I knew it was like particularly law, I thought they do everything. Like any
Well, I think Yale and Harvard do everything, but I
uh
think it doesn't do everything, if
yeah.
I
So
correctly.
it's
But
like
they
a
still,
specialty school.
yeah.
So yeah, that was the end of mine, really. I just felt like that it would like I wasn't mad because I understand that's how it really can be in real life. But it was just
Mm.
like I really was rooting for Dave and Allie, and then for it to like no part of the relationship was good. Like, and that's why I feel like Dave ended up breaking up with her because he was like, at this point, I feel like we just together because everybody wanted us to be together, but we didn't have any good moments really. Like they had good moments, but I mean, like when you think of Dave and Allie, you either think of when he cheated on her, when she thought she was pregnant, when he kind of was holding her back from going to MIT. Like you don't really, it's no particular moment you think of this positive. And that's what it was like. I at least wanted them to have one positive moment. Like, I don't know. I can't think of one positive moment from Dave and Allie. And that's why I had to put them at couples that shouldn't be together. Cause I wish either Dave would have just stayed with the Sadie girl, even though I don't think they would have lasted that long. They would have ended up breaking up. But he could have been with her, they could have ended how they ended. He could have been with somebody else. Same thing with Allie. I don't know. I never really liked any of Allie's relationships, to be honest. Even though I feel like honestly, Dallas was probably the best one, but we barely got to see them be together. And so yeah, I just was like, I wanted to see both of them have an actual good relationship. And it just didn't happen. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
my second couple.
I feel like with Allie and Dave, I'm just gonna say one thing, then I'm gonna say my second couple. I just think they were really better as friends. Like they really was good as friends. And I
Yeah,
think a friendship, you would think, oh, friends, they have a good base, they're gonna be good as a couple. I just think they always what's that saying called? Wrong place, wrong time.
yeah.
Like everything was at the wrong time, I feel like. That's how I feel about it. But my next couple, I don't know which one should I do first. All right. My first thing that came in my head was the stupid. Like this makes me upset thinking about this couple. But JT and Mia. I
The
Jatia.
Tia.
I don't know what they call this couple, but
You just said it, Jatia.
okay. Just making sure. It sounded like I made that one up. Um,
I literally said it the same time you said it.
no, I heard you say it.
Oh, okay.
I just like first the timing. Like he literally just had a baby with Liberty. They literally had that whole thing where he had to give the baby up for adoption. Like y'all didn't even give him time to breathe or be single.
That's true.
Like, I feel like the main reason why JT even went out with Mia is because she was a single mom. Like, he was like,
Yeah,
I didn't get that baby that I wanted, so I'm gonna get it from her.
exactly.
And it's like, oh, she already has a kid. The kid already went through being a baby. I think she was like 5 at that point, so she was starting school. So it was perfect time for him because he was like, oh, now I can actually be a father. But like, I don't know. It just was weird to me because she was like so ready to claim him. So then when he died, it was like she was like, oh, y'all gotta agree with me because I'm the girlfriend, but y'all agree with Liberty. We already know Liberty and JT was in game. You don't matter. No offense. I'm just like, just the way he treated Mia compared to how he treated Liberty. I feel like he treated Liberty great. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like he treated her more. He treated her more like a queen than he treated Liberty. I feel like, and I feel like they him and Liberty like they that was it. You ain't need to look for nobody else. And like she was holding him back. She was holding JT back. Like JT could have been more, but he was being in this box because she had a kid. It was just upsetting to me. That's really it.
You okay?
Yeah, I said that's really it.
Oh, okay. Yo, camera scratched up, so I'm like, I with JT and Mia, I don't like them. But again, I don't know. I feel like after the whole Liberty situation, I just felt conflicted because when I first watched it, of course, I was a child, so I was like, "Oh, I'm upset because Liberty and JT not together no more," and I was confused. But then the second time I watched it over, I was like, still upset. And then the third time I watched it over, and then after we started this podcast and stuff, I don't know. I think Jeopardy is in game. They top tier couple, but I do think that they needed to break up, and I do think they needed time away from each other because I think it was starting to get a little hostile because I think Liberty was upset because she felt like, okay, I'm gonna have this baby and my life gonna be ruined while JT gets to do whatever he want. And then JT was looking at it like, I want to have this baby and raise this baby and get this baby a good life. And I also want to do that with Liberty, but I feel like Liberty's gonna resent me if I keep the baby or if I continue to do what I'm doing because right now she seemed like she upset with me. So I definitely think they needed to break up.
Yeah.
But I feel like the reason why I don't like JT and Mia is because, like Amber just said, one, they literally JT didn't give himself a break. Like literally 5 6 later, he has a girlfriend. And then I don't really blame Mia because like Mia came into the situation not knowing what the situation was. So in that instance, I can give her that. I feel bad for her because like it's like you literally don't know what type of relationship you just got yourself into. Literally, JT and Liberty are the couple of Degrassi. So you coming in not knowing they were together and they had a baby and all this stuff. I don't understand why he didn't even tell her that, but
Yeah.
like I just felt bad for her in that instance. But because I feel like most of the time when people think of JT and Mia, they think of after JT died, and we immediately go to like Mia thinks this about her. And I definitely think it's wrong how she handled that situation, but at the same time, she was grieving. But I feel like that's immediately where we go to when we think of JT and Mia. But I feel like we got to put the blame more on JT than Mia. Not saying you didn't do that, I'm just saying in general, I feel like a lot of time when people think of JT and Mia, they think of how Mia reacted after JT died. And I'm like, JT literally was the one in the wrong. Like he was basically disregarding Liberty and like basically like you said, trying to replace his family life that he had in his head that he wanted to have with Liberty, and basically treated Mia like this queen. And she thinking like, oh, I feel so great, when in reality he just wants to be with Liberty, but he's like trying to replace Liberty with Mia, and it's not
Mm.
fair. So that's, in that instance, I feel bad for Mia. I feel like that's the one reason why I'm like, even though I don't like Mia, I feel like she was basically just a thrown in character where we was like just gonna do random things and to her, and it was horrible. It was like so much stuff she went through was horrible. And I was just like, I feel bad for Mia, but I also don't like her. Like, at least if we're gonna keep doing this stuff to her, make her a likable character so I can actually
Yeah.
feel bad for her. But
And that's
yeah,
the thing.
that's just,
I don't think. Oh, what you was gonna say? My
I was
bad.
gonna say that was it.
Now that's the thing. The actress Nina Dobrev. I know she was a good actress.
Yeah.
I just think it was the script. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they literally treated her as a throwaway character. But
Yeah, like
she tried to do as much as she could with the character.
what was like what was her thing? Like, was she an it girl? Was she a nice girl? Was she just a
Yeah.
cheerleader? Was she the teen mom? Like, they didn't really give her like a, like, I don't know what you would call it. Like Liberty. She was the smart girl, and then she ended up getting pregnant. But she still was known as the smart girl. Emma was supposed to be the main girl. Like, she was supposed to be like the girl who had most of the storylines and was going through a lot more of the stuff. And then of course her mom was on the show before she was, to have her. So that was her thing. And then Manny was supposed to be like the good girl gone bad, scandalous, all this stuff. Paige was the queen bee, and she was going through, like, what was Mia's thing? Like, I can't pinpoint who she was. Like, I know she was a teen mom, but I feel like to make her thing the teen mom, she would have had to have the baby on the show. Like, her daughter was already born before she came on.
Yeah, she was barely there.
Yeah, like, I guess her thing would be modeling, but like, I don't know. I don't feel like that's a, like, I don't feel like that's a, like, a identity. Like, I don't just be like Mia the model. Like, I don't know. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they didn't give her. I feel like when they wrote her character, they just was kind of just thinking she was gonna be with JT and then probably leave. But then it was like, oh no, let's continue her story. So we just gonna randomly write stuff and it's gonna come as it comes. But I still don't know who she was.
Yeah, and then the thing that you said about JT and Liberty, I do think they should have broke up. I agree with that too, but I don't think they should have had him be. I mean, let's be honest here. In real life, that probably would happen. Like, as soon as you be with somebody and y'all break up, as a guy, you'll probably immediately be with somebody else. That's just how you. I guess that's how some guys grieve. I'm not going to say all guys, but from my experience, mostly that's how they grieve. They just like, who's the next person who I'm gonna be with? Like that's literally their mindset. I'm going after this person next. You know what I'm saying? So I understand was trying to maybe make it more realistic, but I don't know. To me, I'm okay with shows making things realistic. But I didn't come to watch TV for realistic. If I'm going to do realistic, I'm just going to not watch TV because, I'm living my own realistic world.
Yeah.
I came to watch TV to come out of reality. Like, I feel like a big thing about TV, a lot of things they do, they try to go for, what would somebody do in real life? To me, I rather see what in real life. A lot of Degrassi storylines, I feel like it's
Degrassi, but I'm in TV in general. I don't think they be going off realistic stuff.
Well, a lot of TV shows do that. I'm not talking about every TV show,
but I don't name another TV show they be trying to do realistic stuff because I don't feel like they be doing realistic stuff on TV.
I don't know, reality TV. That's something.
Well, reality TV is meant to quote unquote be reality, even though we know they're kind of faking stuff. So that don't count.
That's true. I don't know. I'm just like, what other shows? Oh, I can't think of none right now. I'm too tired. But Degrassi, what we talking about, I feel like they do that a lot. And I feel like it would have been just better for him to be single, just to live that single life at least for a little bit, and then grow up and come back to Liberty. Liberty and him come back together. Because
Yeah.
Liberty also had to do some growing up too. I'm not just saying JT did, but
Yeah.
my focus here JT because he's part of the JT and me relationship.
Yeah.
So I just feel like they didn't give him time to breathe. So when everything was just happening so fast and he was being with Mia so fast, he basically was like, this is Liberty, but then she just looked like Mia.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it.
Okay. So I know my last couple is an unpopular opinion. And again, I'm just gonna say it's on my opinion. I don't this one's more personal. Like I don't have that much I don't have that much to back it up. I just genuinely don't really care for
Personal.
them.
You researched everything.
But even you was like, oh, I don't know. I don't feel like that couple was that bad. But I don't know. It's just I have stuff. Oh my gosh, freaking that. I have stuff, but I feel like people gonna like at least with the Dave and Allie and the Anya. Oh, I had stuff like that genuinely happened to be reasons why I don't think they should have been together. But with my last couple, it's more just like personal stuff. That's like if it was me, I wouldn't be with that person, or vice versa.
Oh, I remember your last couple now. I was like, couple, but now I remember.
Yeah. So my last couple, they'll come at me. My last couple is Manny and Jay. Now hear me out.
Dun, dun.
I already know. I already know I have personal feelings towards the fact that, and again, this is my opinion. I like Craig and Manny. Y'all can come at me. I don't care. I like Craig and Manny. I think it was kind of like wrong place, wrong time, or just like they both needed to grow up for them to come back together. That was never like a Craig and Ellie. I didn't want them to be together. Like I don't know what it is about.
I don't understand that. I don't.
I don't know what it is about
I
Manny and
understand.
Craig. I just think they so
I
cute
understand.
together.
Like, don't get me wrong. I understand you like Craig and Manny. Okay, I'll give you that. What? Why not Craig and Ellie? What?
Why we want to put Ellie through that again? Ellie been through so much stuff. She was with Sean, which I already somewhat like,
That's
and
her fault.
y'all saw how that ended. How was that her
That's
fault?
her fault. She shouldn't have been in that detention.
Oh my god!
She wasn't even supposed to be there. She was a reporter. You're not supposed to fall in love and you're reporting.
I just don't think that Ellie and Craig would have lasted. I feel like Craig, I personally don't, and this I'm not saying this to be mean because I love Ellie. I just don't think Craig liked Ellie in that way in general. Like
He did.
I think
right.
I think he thought she was beautiful. I ain't saying that. I think he found her attractive. I just don't think he liked her in that way. Like I don't think he wanted to be romantic with Ellie, and I don't think he wanted to ruin that friendship. That's why even in the Hollywood, I think Degrassi Goes to Hollywood or whatever, when they kiss, I think he was just kind of kissing her to be like, I love you and I don't want you to feel alone, not like, oh, we gonna end up together. That's how I saw it. Like I feel like I'm sounding mean, but
that's messed up if he did it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but remember,
okay, I get it if he don't like her that way. Okay, yeah, but that's messed up if that's the reason why he kissed her. Because that's like leaving somebody.
And we all know Craig was not good when it came to romantic stuff. So I'm not gonna sit here and try to defend him on that. I do think that's messed up, but I just feel like because I feel like if they were to end up together, we would have known, or we would like it was nothing like that whole episode. He had a girlfriend. He literally was barely hanging out with Ellie, and then all of a sudden when I think her dad had died or something like that, and she had felt horrible, and she was going to she was going through a lot of mental things, like she just wasn't feeling herself, and so I feel like Craig thought in that instance it would be best to make her feel less alone. I don't know. I think that's how he thought in his mind. he didn't have to kiss her, but I don't know. This is just my opinion. I feel like I'm making Craig sound so horrible. Craig could have actually liked her and they could have ended up together. I ain't saying that's not a possibility. I'm just saying in my mind, based off Craig's actions, I feel like Craig was just trying to be like, I don't want you to feel like you're alone. Let me kiss you. I don't know.
Yeah. You know the messed up part is that's probably true. That's probably what they was going for. You probably
I,
right.
I feel like that's what
That's
he was. Yeah, I feel like it made Craig sound so horrible, but I feel like that's genuinely how he felt. Like I don't think he liked Ellie like that, and I feel like with Ellie, I think Ellie liked the idea of Craig because think about it. Like even with me,
yeah.
even though I always talk about how Craig was a horrible boyfriend, but I still found him attractive. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. So he was a rock star. He had his face was just looking good. He had
Well,
that whole rocker vibe.
your crush was Eli. That makes
Yeah,
sense to
literally
me.
they're
So crush
almost the
was
same
Craig.
person. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like I
That was
just
your
feel
type on.
like I just feel like Craig, I don't know, something about Craig, just his whole confidence and everything. It just and he was
Mhm.
very I feel like girls like especially if they like that type of guy, they like that he was very emotional. But I feel like that was bad. But at the same time,
Mhm.
I feel like some people find that attractive. And so the same thing with Eli. That's probably why so many people like him because he was very emotional. So I feel like that's another reason why Ellie was like, okay, he's talking about his emotions. He sings, he looks good. Like, what's there not to like about him? And the fact that they
What
never
by the way? I just
huh?
thought about him. Eli and Craig was both bipolar.
Yeah, that's what I said. They literally the same character. It's just different times and different passions. Like he was writing and he was singing. Well, technically he was writing too. It just with music. So I just feel like, oh Lord Jesus, this net is getting on my last nerves. I feel like Ellie was like, okay, like what's there not to like about Craig? So I feel like, and then the fact that they were friends, it just was like, oh, why shouldn't I try this with Craig? And I wish they did like go on a date or something because I feel like Ellie wouldn't have liked him either. Like I know I'm sitting here kind of making it sound bad, making it sound like Craig didn't like Ellie, but I genuinely don't think Ellie would have liked Craig if they went out. She would have found him annoying. She would have found him very needy. Like we saw how him and Ashley was. It basically would have been like how he was with Ashley. And I don't know, maybe some people find Craig and Ashley's relationship good, but I feel like after a while, Ashley got annoyed with Craig. She was like, "You're annoying me. You always up my butt. Like, I just want some space." That's literally, if you
Yeah,
think about
I
it.
really was talk about Ashley and Jimmy at first, but I
Oh
feel like
yeah,
my main was really Ashley. It wasn't really the couple. I think
yeah.
everybody everybody who was with Ashley wasn't the issue. It was Ashley that was the so
I
that's
feel
why I
like
need Ashley relationships.
the reason why I don't really dislike Ashley as much as most people,
Mhm.
I feel like Ashley is many people that I met in school because I just feel like she's lost. Like that's her thing. She's just a lost teenage girl. Like literally when she started the show, she was like, I'm gonna be school president. I'm gonna be popular, blah, blah, blah. And then she was with Jimmy. Then the next breath, she was like, oh, I'm being with Sean. Then the next breath, she's like, I'm golf. Then the next breath, she's like, I'm a singer. Then the next, like she kept switching who her identity
Yeah.
was. And I just feel like that was who she was. So to me, I ain't gonna dislike her because she lost. She's annoying, don't get me wrong, but I don't just like her. I just think she's annoying. But I've met many people like that. I'm kind of like that. I'm constantly changing my, well, I wouldn't say identity, but I constantly like change my style and stuff. So like in that way, me and Ashley are similar. So
Well, I
I never,
mean, every style you've had, even though you do change up your style, every style you have goes together. It's like you had a style that went with your next style. You
that's
transition
true.
with it. I felt like it flowed nicely. Actually went from, oh, I'm gonna be president valedictorian to now I don't care about school. What?
Yeah,
What are you
but you see how that could be complicated in a relationship. Like her and Jimmy was together for most of the time, and you see how she literally went from I want to be class president, blah blah, blah to I want to be golf. Like imagine being in a relationship during that. You're trying to find yourself and you in a relationship. That's why I don't understand the whole like hype of being in a relationship when you in, like, I ain't saying you can't be, but you know, when you still trying to find out who you are and you with somebody else, I feel like that's gonna mess up the whole relationship. And I feel like that's literally
Yeah.
what we saw with at least her and Jimmy. I genuinely just feel like Ashley was annoyed by Craig. I don't feel like it had nothing to do with her her changing her identity and stuff. But with her and Jimmy, I feel like her and Jimmy could have actually been a good couple if she wasn't constantly trying to figure out who she was. Like if she took a moment,
You
took a breath.
self-sabotage.
Yeah, because like even not even just the first part when she turned goth or whatever, but then we had the whole time when she was singing and she felt jealous of Craig, and then she started singing, and then she found out Jimmy actually could rap, and she like got upset because she was like, "It's supposed to be about me." Like even then, if she was confident with her, but then herself, she wouldn't be mad. So that's what I'm
Tell
saying.
me
She's
why.
annoying, but she's annoying, but okay. I'm just gonna. I feel like we talking about Craig now, but Craig not even the person. I just wanted to say that I like Manny
That's
and Craig. That
true.
was my whole point. That was just my only point. So my couple is Manny and Jay, and y'all already know how I feel about Jay. I don't feel like he deserves the redemption arc because if his redemption is being with Manny, that's not a redemption. He's still the same person. I feel like his redemption can't be just, oh, I'm with Manny now and she's a good person, so that's my redemption.
No,
And because like what before then, the only other thing he had was when he helped Sean. But even then, he's the reason why, kind of the reason why he went to jail because he was the one who was trying to do this race or whatever. So that's what I'm saying. Like Jay is not a good person. I don't understand the redemption arc of Jay, but whatever. I
I
just
think the
personally
whole
don't.
point Manny change, like help him change. That's the whole point. I feel
But
like.
how? I don't. I didn't see the change. I just feel like him being with Manny, people just was like, oh, well, Manny wouldn't be with him if he was the same person. So, but I don't think it was that. I just think and this is why I feel like people like them. I just feel like Manny genuinely found out what type of person he was, and she found out attractive. And I ain't saying that's a bad thing. Like Manny can do whatever she wants. We seen all the people Manny dated and weren't great. Like most of the people she dated weren't. I can't think of one relationship that was actually somewhat good. So I ain't trying to talk about Manny. I love Manny, but I'm just saying like we've seen the type of guy she likes. So I wouldn't be surprised if she ended up liking Jay for who he was. And I ain't saying that's a bad thing. I just don't like Jay. I don't think he deserved that redemption arc. And if Manny found it attractive, so be it. I just don't like it. I didn't want it to happen. So
Well, you like Manny and Craig.
yeah, but that's like I said, I feel like it's the wrong place. I think they needed to mature. I don't think Jay was going to mature or grow. I feel like Manny did mature and grow. I just think she found Jay attractive. That's just genuinely what I think. I think Manny did grow and change. I just think she likes what she likes. So
That's
yeah, just Jay is just not. I'm just gonna keep saying Jay is just not the type of. I don't like Jay. I don't understand. So, like, I don't. That's my thing because I already said all the characters I don't like and stuff. So, like, when I'm saying I don't like Jay, I just don't like his personality. I think he's funny. Like, I like his friendship with Alex. So I don't dislike him altogether as a character. I just don't like how he's like this whole like I'm this bad boy. I'm gonna rob stuff. I'm gonna do all this selfish stuff, not really care about the consequences. Like I don't like that. Like that's so stupid. Like get a life. Technically, he got a life when he was with Mandy though, but still, like get a life. Like do something with your life so you won't be sitting here bored and doing drugs, selling, robbing people, taking Mr. Simpson's computer, breaking a vending machine. Like I don't understand his whole point. But
yeah.
yeah,
You right. This one is more emotional. You sound more passionate about this one.
yeah, like I'm just like Jay. It's just more about me not liking Jay. But yeah, the reason why I don't like them as a couple, first of all, their relationship started off as a lie. Because literally Manny was like, oh, I need somebody to make my parents. I think her parents were trying to set her up or something with somebody, and she was like, no, I don't want to do that. So she ended up pretending she was with Jay, and the parents end up liking him, which she was upset. But then she ended up finding out she liked him, and then they end up being together. So, and then they broke up like 3 or 4 times. They literally broke up every 5 seconds. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
we in love. And then the next breath they get in a fight and then they break up. That's another thing I don't like. I didn't like the on and off. Like, if we're gonna do on and off like Sean and Emma, they had at least a good minute they was together before they broke up. I feel like with Manny and Jay, they broke up every 5 seconds. Like when you thought they were together, like, oh no, we broke up. Like when? Like I don't even remember them breaking up most of the time. And then because of that, I didn't see their relationship going anywhere. Because like on the Degrassi wiki thing that I be doing my research on, they were like, oh yeah, people consider them in game because at the end of the series, they were still together. They just weren't like they weren't married or engaged or nothing like that. But people assume like after that they continued to be together and probably got married and had kids. Great. I don't think it went that way, but like literally, I feel like they went through a site like unless they matured, because I still feel like Manny has some maturing to do, even though I feel like she definitely was completely different than how she was when she was younger. I feel like if they grew and they changed and matured, they could be married and had kids. Or even if they didn't, I don't think their relationship gonna be like good. Like if they didn't grow and mature and they still together and they have kids, it's just probably a horrible relationship. But I don't think they ended up together because it's like the cycle. If we continue to see the cycle, they were together, they was happy, then something pissed them off, then they broke up. And I feel like, especially with somebody like Manny, she's an actress. She not gonna want to be on and off with somebody who like not really. I don't think he wanted to be famous or anything. So it was like, I'm not gonna continue to be in this relationship with this person unless she truly loved him, which she could have. I don't see her being like, I'm going to step back from my career so I can be with you, especially with us keep breaking up. I can't see her even getting engaged with him or married with him. That's just personally how I feel. I feel like people definitely disagree with me, and I understand how you can disagree with me. I just don't think I like Jay. I think if it was a different character, it could be a different story. It's just the fact that it's Jay. I don't know what it is about him. His character just really be pissing me off. Like, can we remember that Jay is part of the reason why Jimmy and Sprinter weren't friends for that so long? Can we also remember that Emma and Jay had that little nasty STD thing? Can we also remember that um Jay was the reason why JT got into drugs? Can we also remember that
Yeah.
Jay is kind of the reason why Sean went to jail, and he also the reason why he's flipped and switched and went into this this whole bad boy thug type thing. What else did Jay do? Jay didn't like Ellie for some reason. I don't know. That's just the 5 things I can name off the top of my head. I probably can continue, but I'm just
Like
gonna stop right there.
Jay didn't like Ellie because I feel like at one point he wanted to get with her and she chose Sean. That's probably why.
That's true. Honestly, yeah. Okay. Well, that's the things I can name off the top of my head. If I really did my research, I can bring y'all a full on 500 page or 500 page, 500 word. I probably could do 500 page, but 500-word essay on why I don't like Jay, but I'm not going to do that because
I can't do a 500-page anything. There's no way you can do a 500-page
you would
about
just
how
write
you
one.
like Annie.
I didn't say why I didn't like Jay and Manny. I said why I don't like Jay.
Oh, like, hey,
Yeah.
I feel like you don't like other characters more. You don't like Jay. I mean, I understand you don't like him, but I feel like
Yeah.
you don't like more. You don't like other
Yeah.
characters more. You don't like
Because like I said, I think Jay's funny. I think I like the actor, like Michael LaBelle, I think that's his name. I think he's funny, but it's just like Jay himself. Like, see, that's why I say I like the actor. Like I pinpointed I like Michael LaBelle because I feel like if he wasn't Jay, I don't know how I would like Jay. I might actually hate Jay, but I feel like because of the actor, he made it like you could definitely tell he made Jay like his own character. Like you could tell he put his own input into Jay because I feel like if he wasn't Jay, I probably would not like Jay at all. Like I wouldn't think he's funny. I wouldn't at least be like, oh, okay, well, at least he did this or did that. Like, no, I feel like I wouldn't like Jay at all. So
I think
for
everybody
that's
does that.
why I don't know. Cause like you gotta play Declan. Like I feel like he's a good actor, but you can definitely tell even if he made Declan his own character, it's like why you had to make him so douchey. Like you couldn't make him funny or something.
But
And
then
he was such a creep. Maybe
the
that's
show
his.
has the actor he is.
That's true, but I'm just saying, like, why you couldn't? I don't know, like, make him more likable. Like, at least if you gonna have Jane cheat, have me be like at least rooting for a little bit. Like, at least with Peter, I gave Jamie Johnson, I think is his name. I gave him the benefit of the doubt because I was like, he's sticking to the pervert. He's sticking to the I'm annoying douchebag rich white boy. He stick to it. So that's what I'm saying. That's what Declan needed to do. He needed to stick to his one lane. And so unless his one lane was just being like annoying, then okay, he did that. But that's the only thing. I'm just like, I can't. But that's it. That's the end of my, like I said, I personally do feel like mine is very personal. Cause like I feel like if it wasn't Jay, I probably would like Jay and Manny. But I just can't. It's like my body can't. My body can't like them.
All right, well, my last that was funny.
Sorry,
My last
I was very passionate about that one. I had to get out my output. I had to get all that out.
I mean, it's understandable because I'm pissed about this couple too. But I think me and JT, I was really upset with that. But this one is the reason why my end game wasn't together at that one point at the prime of their lives. That's the prime of their lives. The time that they was together, it was Peter and Emma.
You blame Peter for Sean and Emma not being together for that one little second.
Yes, I do. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like that's the one thing that I at least give. Because it's like Emma, we already knew Emma was going to choose Sean, so it was like that's why Peter was so butthurt.
Now hear me out. I know he knew they was gonna be in game anyway. I know we know that, but why she had to, like, to me, you was going on a good path, and then you was like, oh, let me have this Peter obstacle to make things worse. No, true. You don't need to. You don't need to. He literally he posted your friend's boobies online.
Remember, she blamed Manny for that. Their friendship was so tarnished because of that. Even after I think she broke up with Peter, she still was a little bit upset about it.
See, to me, that's Emma's side. That's Emma's fault.
Yeah.
I know
especially for her to be a feminist. I was mad about that. Like, you a feminist. Like, I understand.
That was a character moment. Because I don't think in her feminist stuff, she would have blamed Manny.
Yeah.
She can get over Manny having an abortion. She can get over Manny having her boobies on.
Yeah. Like, she was really butthurt about that.
I don't understand. I don't get it. I never understood. I don't get it. I don't see the appeal. Peter is he's so disgusting. Like, you literally okay with being with a pervert. Like, Emma, out of everybody, Emma had like her relationships made sense. But Peter,
yeah, exactly. She had some common sense.
Like, I feel like when she was with Peter, she had like kind of a ditzy blonde moments with him. And I was like, maybe because he blonde too. Maybe when you
you blonde and a blonde. That's nice. Oh my God, let's not say that. We're not saying two blonde people. I was just particularly, we talking about Emma and Peter. We're not talking about all blonde people of the world. Please. I feel so, when I said it, I was like, oh wait, maybe I shouldn't say that. This sounded so bad. But
that Peter exists in my world.
In my world, you mean Degrassi world? In my world, like your world's alive.
My Degrassi world, he exists, unfortunately.
Oh my God, I'm crying.
I just like, I'm just sitting back thinking about like everything that happened between them. Like, he literally broke into Sean's locker to put marijuana in his locker to get him in trouble. Because he just has that power for some reason.
He really does.
He's my principal, so he has that power. Like, I don't get it. Like, you literally are only around your son when you want to discipline him. You confusing him because it's like, I didn't see you yesterday. Why are you here? Oh, because I broke into somebody's locker. That's why I'm here at this prom not prom, this dance I'm not supposed to be at. But you're not at home anyway, so you wouldn't even known if I was at home.
Exactly.
If you wore your mask, you would have got away with it.
Also, he tried to get with Emma. And Emma was
Yeah.
like, dude, you're not supposed to be here.
And then, like, to me, okay, when Emma realized what happened after that, I was like, okay, she going back to her smart self. Cause you broke into her locker to give her a gift or something. I don't know what I forgot. It's irrelevant. But he went into her locker. I don't think that's the first time he went into her locker.
Oh, definitely not. Probably sniffing her clothes and stuff.
That's creepy to me. Like, okay, yeah, that's cute. You gave me this gift. Your mindset when you like somebody, if they did that for you, you'd be like, oh, that's nice. But I feel like if you really sit back and think about it, you're gonna be like, that's creepy as shit.
Yeah.
Why in the world? Okay, I understand surprising me, but okay, put it outside my locker or something. Tape it to my locker, whatever. Don't break into my locker and put it in there for me to see. Like, it's sitting there, so when I open it, I can see it. How dare you?
Though, I can't use lockers. So if I had somebody that can get in my locker, I would be like, can you come open my locker every day? I used to carry around my stuff because I couldn't open my locker. And then, like, I remember one time I had a locker and I had to put my stuff in there, and I had to go to my next class and my stuff was in my locker and I couldn't open my locker. So I had to go to that class without my stuff because I was like, would you prefer me to be late or not have my stuff? Because at least if I come to class, I can be like, oh, sorry, I couldn't open my locker. Can I go get my stuff? Whereas if I was late, it'd be like, oh, you late. You gonna get in trouble. So
they do care being tardy at school, and I never got that.
Yeah. Like, let me take my time. We only get 5 seconds.
I showed up, didn't I?
We only get 5 seconds between each class. Like, Lord, give me 2 seconds.
And I walk slow. What do you mean? I'm sorry, my feet hurt. Like, literally, the school I went to, have to go from here all the way to here sometimes. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it.
The only class they didn't really care if you was late to, at least for me, was gym. As long as I showed up, though,
they didn't know because you had to change before you went to.
But no, I mean, it's true, yeah. I was saying, as long as you came before a majority of the people had changed already, they didn't care. But yeah,
everybody was late for a gym. Everybody was late.
Especially in them days where you had to do something.
Yeah, they started class like 30 minutes into class, and you only had like an hour and a half of class. I think gym was class, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, I had gym like in the middle of the day.
Yeah, I had gym in the middle of the day too. It usually was my lunch period.
Lunch period.
But, like,
lucky.
Yeah,
less gym I gotta do.
No, not really, because that's why it was the longest class, I think, for me, because it was during lunchtime.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
crazy. I think mine was after lunch. So I had to jiggle all that food in my stomach.
Yeah, you got food in your stomach. I always wanted gym. I always wanted gym either before lunch or when I had lunch, because every time you had lunch, when you had gym or when you came back, you usually didn't do anything because it's eating. So, like, if I had it before, then whatever. I don't have no food in my system. I'm good. I'm probably hungry, starving, but it's fine. But if I had it during lunch, it was always better because my friends was always at that lunch. And then we didn't do nothing after lunch because we just finished eating all that food.
Yeah. Lucky.
Yeah. So it also depends on what gym teacher you had, because after a while, I think the gym teacher I had to like leave. So we had a substitute who was like a drill. He had act like he was a drill sergeant, like a personal trainer. It was bad. We was just like,
Like, no.
who was this guy? Who is he?
Leave.
Please, we're tired. We got to go to 2 more classes after this. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm
Every
full.
gym teacher I had after elementary school was like a new gym teacher. And even at elementary school, I had one new gym teacher. Like the last gym teacher I had before I went to middle school was new.
Oh, I mean, like, I guess that's good because you kind of like setting groundwork for everybody else. Cause like if
It was
y'all
like,
bad students, they gonna be bad to everybody. They gonna make sure every other student knows who the boss is.
but like
Because of y'all.
I wanted the new I wanted to have the same gym teacher so they know like, okay, Michaela, she gonna at least with running. I feel like I was good at gym except for with running. I hated running, so like I feel like if I had the same gym teacher, they know, okay, Michaela gonna run slow, or Michaela not gonna run like all the other kids. But nope, I had to keep running, and everybody be like, "Come on, Michaela, you gotta run!" Like, no, leave
Yeah,
me alone.
everybody knew I was a horrible runner. Like I already told people from the beginning, whoever my PE teacher is, just to let you know, I'm not good at running. I already said from jump, running and me don't miss. I'm a walker. I'm not a.
I never had friends in gym class either. That's made it worse. Because at least if I'm running slow, I could be like running slow with a friend or something. So I was always by myself.
That's sad because I always had at least one friend in gym class. I ain't had that much friends anyway, but I always at least had one friend in gym class. And if I didn't, usually a group will want to hang out with me and I'll just be there or whatever. But yeah, like I felt like I had like one friend maybe, and I'll always spend time with that one friend, but they always had like other friends, which I didn't.
Oh.
It was weird because their friends would like me, but like most of them I wouldn't like.
Dang. Like, oh, sorry, I don't like you.
I don't. It was nothing against them. It's just like I feel like that's my friend. You know, why are you here?
Oh my god, you one of them people.
That's
my friend. That's my friend.
I'm really not trying to be, but like when I let somebody in, I know the type of person they are. They can easily change for somebody else. Like somebody else can influence them. I know I'm not that type of person that influence people for the bad. I influence people for the good. So if somebody come in there and they influence them for the bad, they just gonna mess up what I built. So I'm like, what? Why are you even here?
Oh my god.
We've been friends since elementary school and stuff. Oh, you wasn't friends with me then. So exactly. Maybe I can give up this friendship then. That's fine.
Dang. So you don't have no friends now. I see. Jesus.
I only surround myself with people that I feel like got good vibes and people that I know is good people. That's why I don't have friends. And this is what it is. You my friend. My sister and my friend. I feel like if we wasn't sisters, we'd be friends because we both have the same. We don't have the same personality. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we have the same vibe. We have the same good vibes. I feel like. I feel like it will work out in a friendship way. I mean, I don't know. You might find me annoying sometimes, but that's about it. But you still think I have good vibes.
Oh my god!
So that's why like we would be friends. What are you doing?
I'm trying to post my thing on Instagram. It's supposed to be scheduled, and it's taking me through all this crap.
Sorry. You could have really. We almost done with this. You could have did this.
I'm so mad though, because it was supposed to do it at 3, and it was taking forever. And so I went to go do it, and then it was like, "Oh, you gotta post it." Well, I scheduled it.
I didn't know you could schedule stuff on Instagram.
Not on. I got an app. Oh, so I ain't have to worry about it. I'm paying attention now. My bad. I heard you though. You were saying that we friends. You think we got good vibes?
Yeah, but I'm saying like weren't sisters, we will probably. We will probably still be friends because we both have good vibes.
Now, yeah. I don't think when you was younger we would be friends. You just
Now,
explain why you just explain.
younger
Oh,
school, or you mean middle school, or you mean elementary? That was three different me's. Once we got
elementary school, but that would be because of me. I feel like I'd be annoyed by you. Middle school, I feel like you wouldn't want to be friends with me. High school, I feel like you kind of similar to your high school, you just more mature. So I guess we
yeah,
would be friends in high school. So yeah, with
yeah, I feel like
me, I feel like it's the same thing. Like I feel like in elementary school, you would want to be
yeah,
friends with me, and I would be annoyed. And then middle
I wouldn't
school,
be friends
you probably
with everybody
wouldn't
at
want to be
elementary
friends
school.
with me, huh?
I literally wanted to be friends with everybody at elementary school. That was the problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it would be like, you're annoying me. Please get away from me.
Yeah, I literally went up to somebody in fifth grade, I think, and said, "Hi, my name is Amber. You want to be my friend?"
It's like, no, I'm good. Like, mommy, help me. This girl scaring me.
I don't know what my mindset was in elementary school, but I was so bubbly. I was so friendly. It was so annoying. It was so cute, and like adults think it was the most adorable thing in the whole world. But kids thought it was annoying as I don't know what, and I understand. I really do. It just was my personality. You had to love
That's
me or
true.
hate me.
That's
That's how I
true.
feel about
I
it.
mean, I didn't
You
hate
love me or
you.
you
I
hate
just was like, if I didn't know you, I wouldn't put myself through that. I
me.
wouldn't. I would be like,
Well,
nah, I'm good. Thanks.
your personality was the opposite. Like if you was a stranger to you, you would be like, "Don't talk to me." Which is you. I feel like that's the mindset you should have. Stranger danger. No, get away from me.
And that included
Me, I
kids.
was like, strangers, come along, come with me on this
Coming,
journey.
you like you like the person in the van, the white van. Well, as a child, that sounds so weird though. But she's that person in a white van. It's like, come in my car with me. I got candy.
No, I
And
was the
it
one that came
actually, she
in.
actually has candy. Oh, what
I
happened?
came in. I said I came in for the candy. Like if a I I would do this, but this is concerning because I think about it now.
Say, wait, what?
But when I was a kid, if somebody came up to me and looked friendly and looked like they were nice, and they said, "Oh, I got candy in my car. Do you want some?" I probably would go to them. If
And
mom
this is
didn't
why you
taught
were
us
never
about,
alone as a child.
but yeah, mom didn't teach us about stranger. I would have went. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like if she didn't do stranger danger, I probably would have went. But since she mentioned stranger danger, I mostly was thinking, "Oh no, my mom said I can't do that because this is
that's
actually my mom."
true. I would,
But my mom,
but I was told not to.
yeah, my mom said stranger danger, so I can't. Sorry. Because even though I was very friendly in that way, I followed the rules. I really did.
Same.
I followed the rules. So, but like middle school me, it went downhill. Like I was like back to like no, don't talk to me. I barely want to be around people. I was kind of going more into my introvertedness. I'm definitely an ambivert. I'm definitely extroverted and introverted. And then like I started off very extroverted. I went from intro to very introverted in middle school. And then for some reason I found the middle ground in high school. Like I was both
That's true.
extroverted and now it's like part of me. So I mean it's easier now. I think once you find yourself, like definitely like you said earlier, I think it is smarter for you not to be in a relationship if you're still trying to find yourself because it's already difficult as it is.
Yeah.
Like, like you saying with Ashley, like she really was trying to find herself and really was trying to find her niche and she couldn't find her niche. And like if she
Yeah.
wasn't trying to be in a relationship with people, I feel like she would have found her niche faster
Yeah.
instead of being a valedictorian president person, uh, whatever she was after golf, and then a hippie.
Yeah, and she
That
did she
third,
technically graduate? Because she left right before she was supposed to graduate.
I don't know. I think she went to go get her GED probably.
Yeah. Might as well have finished if you did all that work.
Exactly. You was on your last year.
Yeah. You know, oh, I'm gonna go leave, try to make music.
Tell me lies.
I think it's funny too that she went to England. Like she left Craig. No, she didn't leave. Like they didn't break up yet, but she had left Craig to go to England and do the music program. And she was thinking like, "Oh, I'm doing better than Craig." Blah blah blah. And then she come back, and then Craig ended up doing better than her. And I feel like that's what made her upset. She's
Karma.
like, "I did all this stuff so I could be good in music, and then you telling me Craig gonna be more successful? That's some bull."
Karma's really a bitch.
Yeah. But I feel like at this point, I don't know if I did one of those little things that I'd be doing on Instagram where I'd be doing like what I think the character is up to now or whatever. I feel like Ashley definitely not doing music no more. I mean, she could be like, she could be a producer or something, but I don't think, I feel like she definitely not doing music no more. Like she
I feel
probably
like
like,
she at least writes songs. I feel like she's at least a songwriter.
I don't, but like, I feel like she does music, but like, that's not her job. Like, I feel like she probably like a manager somewhere or something. Like do office job, do like an office job. Cause like she don't know what she want to do, so she's like, I'm just gonna do all this other stuff and hope. Like she's not. This is the thing. She's not doing nothing to make her music career be a music career. Like she's just singing and then hoping somebody discovers her. Like, excuse me, sweetie, you got to do work to be a musician. You can't just keep writing songs and then hope somebody discovers you. That's not how it works.
You hope
Like,
somebody like, oh, I see you, Ashley. We should hire you.
exactly. To be honest, that is kind of what Craig did. So that's probably why she thought she could do it. But it's like, no. And Jimmy technically did it too. He did the rapping. He got discovered. But it's like, girl, not everybody's gonna be discovered the same way. Like you gotta put yourself out there. Do something. At least
You're not
Paige.
out.
Yeah, like she just sound like, well, I mean her voice was good, but like she not, I don't know, like she gotta write a song that's like really like the song she did about Craig when she was mad when he cheated on her with Manny. Why do you write songs like that? Be angry. Be Olivia Rodrigo. Do something.
Be Taylor Swift.
Yeah, like continue to do that because that worked, even though she didn't win the talent show, but everybody liked the song. So she could have kept doing something like that. But yeah.
Guess we gonna end it here.
Yeah. So next month, we are doing couples that should have been together. So like all the people that we wanted to see happen that either never happened or kinda happened, but they weren't technically a couple. Like we wanted these people to be couples, to be in game or to just date. And
I don't know if I'm anybody what should have been in game maybe, but
I have mine. I feel I'm gonna explain it when we do the episode, of course. But like I like I really want these people to be together. I thought they could have been in game, but I also like the other relationship that one of the people had. I feel like y'all kind of could know because I have talked about this a little bit on TikTok, but I'm gonna save it for next episode. So
yeah. I wonder if we got the same couple. Because I've already got a couple couples in mind, but I don't think it ended up in game.
I know one of them we're gonna have is the same, but I'm probably gonna let you have it because I feel like you feel more strongly about it. But we can talk about it. So yeah, I have been Michaela.
I'm Amber.
And this has been Degrassi, the class of nostalgia. Bye.
Nostalgia.
What are you doing? Nobody wants to.